Hey guys, my name is Chad and welcome to Downshift Pass. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not new here, welcome back. But I want to welcome everybody to our very first episode, edition number 1 of our weekly series, the top 5 things in automotive news. So basically, guys, what I'll be doing is bringing you the top 5 most exciting, interesting information in the automotive industry. I'll make them relatively short, easily digestible for you so you can come in, get your information, and go watch my other videos. All right, guys, so we're coming in for landing to our first stop. That's over in South Korea, taking a look at our guys at Genesis. Let's take a look at the 2022 GV70. Based on the G70 sports sedan, this long-awaited compact luxury SUV should provide the same driving enjoyment as the G70, just with a higher seating position as well as extra cargo room. So think Tesla Model 3 and Tesla Model Y. The GV70 seems to share many design cues with the rest of the Genesis lineup as well, with the signature split LED headlights and taillights, as well as that large mesh grille. Now, the biggest major difference that I notice here is the shape of the rear quarter window, which kind of gives it a little bit more of a visual appeal in my opinion. Now, on the inside is where you're going to notice a difference between this Genesis and the rest of the Genesis lineup. They decided to finally give it a new look on the interior compared to the other cars in the class. Now, the sport model does offer a different style of steering wheel, which is going to be a 3-spoke, 21-inch rims, as well as a few other goodies. Genesis gave no other specifics to actual trims, engine specs, transmissions, performance, etc., etc. But knowing Genesis being the newer company that it is, it's probably going to share a lot of the same engine specs that's in the G70 sports sedan right now. So that does include the 2 engine options, one being the 2-liter inline turbo 4-cylinder, which is good for around 300 horsepower, and the V6 is going to make around 375 horsepower. Now that's all speculated at this point, so we're just playing the waiting game until we have more information. Now once we do get more information on the GV70, we'll be sure to give it to you. All right, guys, we're going to hang around in South Korea for a little while longer and taking a look at our guys over at Hyundai. They finally released the pricing of the Hyundai Sonata N-Line. Now, the N-Line is the performance variant of the Sonata midsize sedan. More than the base turbo, but not quite a full-on N-car. Under the hood is a 2.5-liter turbo 4, making 290 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque paired to Hyundai's 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. Hyundai says it'll have a quicker steering ratio, quad-tip exhaust, Nappa leather, and suede bucket seats, red trim, a panoramic sunroof, as well as more aggressive styling, as you can see. It's a little polarizing design, to say the least. Pricing starts at $34,195, which, believe it or not, is more expensive than its key rivals, which is going to be the Toyota Camry V6, as well as the Honda Accord 2.0T by about $1,300, which I did find a little strange because the base model Sonata undercuts those cars by about that much. Now, truth be told here, I still think Hyundai is going to be the value leader, on paper anyways. It has more power, a quicker shifting dual clutch transmission, and one really neat thing is they're offering the option of summer tires for a mere $200. So basically, if it doesn't beat those cars in a straight line, it should definitely beat it through the twisties. Now, the extra price does include some additional comfort and convenience goodies that both the Honda and Toyota do without. Now, when we finally get our hands on one, we'll be able to give it a little bit more of a real-world reaction. And truth be told, guys, I cannot wait to see the drag strip showdown between the Honda Accord 2.0T and the 290 horsepower Hyundai Sonata N-Line. That's going to be exciting for sure. All right, y'all, coming back over in the States, landing in Detroit, Ford has answered a question that I'm not sure who asked, but somebody had to for them to create this one. The new GT500 supercharged 5.2-liter V8 engine, known properly as the Predator, will soon be available for purchase as a crate motor, courtesy of the guys over at Ford Performance. Now, if you're not familiar with a crate motor, I'll break it down for you simply. Ford is selling the engine in their GT500 to anybody who has the money to buy it, so get your Honda Civics ready. Now, Ford hasn't released word yet on the official numbers for the motor, but if it's identical to the 760 horsepower, 625 pound-feet of torque that's in the GT500, this will make it one of the most powerful crate motors that is on sale today. Now, the guys over at Dodge has announced a 6.2-liter crate engine that they're calling the Hell Crate, which would make 807 horsepower and 717 pound-feet of torque, which is bonkers. But the 5.2-liter from Ford is more power dense, And allegedly it's going to take up less space and will weigh slightly less than that Hellcrate engine. So basically the muscle car rivalry continues and I'm all here for it. Now, no word yet on pricing or if the transmission will be included to put all this power through, but of course, as soon as we have an update, we'll be right here to let you know about it. All right, guys, boarding up for another long haul flight. This time we're headed from Detroit all the way over to Germany. Guys, let's sound the alarm again. The hottest version of Volkswagen's Mark 8 Golf is headed to the United States late next year. I'm talking about the Volkswagen Golf R. And coming with, you probably guessed it, guys, a 2-liter turbo inline 4-cylinder engine. The new Golf R is expected to make 315 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Of course, it will have Volkswagen's 4Motion all-wheel drive system. And the most exciting part, guys, is it's going to have a standard, proper 6-speed manual transmission. Boy, am I happy to hear that. Save the manuals. Now, if you're keeping track of the numbers, that's 27 more horsepower and 30 more pound-feet of torque compared to the Mark 7 Golf R. Also, for my folks in the US, we are finally getting the same amount of power as the European market, so no more feeling cheated. Volkswagen is, of course, offering the 7-speed dual clutch, which they say is going to be quicker than the manual, but I mean, frankly, who cares? 0 to 60 is estimated at 4.7 seconds for the dual clutch automatic, which they call their DSG. Now, we all know Volkswagen Automotive Group is usually pretty conservative with their numbers, so I fully expect for it to beat that 4.7 second 0 to 60 time. It'll probably be closer to 4.5 or even quicker. Now, other goodies include a more sophisticated all-wheel drive system that includes torque vectoring as well as a drift mode function. It will have standard adaptive dampers and larger front brakes. It'll also be a little bit lower than before. Now, all US-bound Golf Rs do come in a single fully loaded trim, and that does finally, guys, include a sunroof. Folks have been asking for it. Folks who say they track their cars still want it. Finally includes a sunroof. Of course, you're going to have your leather seats and just a host of other standard features. They're expecting the starting price to start around $40,000. Let me tell you what I feel about this one, guys. Volkswagen, take all my money. Just take it. All right, guys, rounding off our journey with a stop over in Japan, we're going to take a look at our guys over at Subaru, who has teased some images of the new Subaru BR-Z. Now, while no technical specs have been announced, I've been reading quite a bit, and it says it's pretty much confirmed that this new sports car will have the same rear-wheel drive platform that is found on the current generation, which could possibly mean the same naturally aspirated flat 4-cylinder engine, which currently makes 205 horsepower if you get a manual, 200 if you get an automatic. Now, we are hoping for more power. Of course, I would love to see this car with a little bit more power, maybe around 220, 230 or so, no more than about 250. But you know, I gotta be real with you guys. I'm really happy that Subaru and Toyota are hanging on to these type of cars that don't have gobs and gobs of power. It's naturally aspirated, it's rear-wheel drive, and comes with a manual transmission. That's everything that you want a driver's car to be, and they're holding on tight to it. So kudos to Toyota and Subaru for really keeping the enthusiasts happy. Now, the official reveal date for this car is going to be November 18th. So we have just a few more days. And as soon as we have more information about it, again, guys, I'll be giving it to you. All right, guys, so that rounds out our top 5 things in automotive news this week. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be notified of all of our videos that we upload. And make sure that you share. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next week.